Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played on Chandra Stoneware Duel between Gucci Gang Hots playing 9th US and the worst person in the world playing the 7th Panzer Division. So we'll go through the deck reviews and we'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments of the game, and as always, timestamps in the description. Okay, so this is the deck review for Gucci Gang Hots, and they're playing 9th US. 9th US, pretty good division in my eyes. It's nice and mobile. You get some really funky tools with the Cook V Hellfires. Very nice opener, 50 cals. It's quite a strong div in my opinion. But you got to play it a bit differently to I buy tank, I drive down mid. But yeah, with the M60 A3s not being crap anymore, this is a very nice div. So we'll go through it tab by tab. First things first, you can run this div with 2 cards of supply, really, because you don't have that many tanks, you don't have that much artillery. What I've noticed is that I suppose you could, if you brought this, you would need 3 cards of supply. What I've noticed is if you turn off the fuel on your supply, you can basically just always bring 2 cards of supply. So, unless you've got rocket artillery, in which case you definitely need 3. If you're reliably turning off the fuel on your supply when you buy it, you only need 2 cards of supply. So I should do a guide on that, but I mean, it is basically what I just said. So 5, 7 CVs, what you can do is get rid of the card of supply, give yourself 2 AP, and then you can do some funky stuff, which would be like this can be quite nice to have. It's just because if what happens if there's an enemy heavy tank? But these days there's never an enemy heavy tank. Now it's just T-72s everywhere. So, but yeah, what you can do is like upvet these and then like get rid of either this one or that one, and you can either get an extra infantry card, you know, or you can, and then you can bring the grenade launcher, right? Or you can get this, which is like super good, right? But the alternative would be you down vet one of the, because you don't need 4 howitzers, right? You just, in 1v1, you definitely don't want 4 howitzers. But yeah, this is super good against infantry in towns, and it can survive a TOW2 hit. So yeah, very nice piece of kit. You definitely want that, and infantry in forests. Very, very cool piece of kit. And yeah, you only really need 2 cards of supply. I know it's quite strange. But yeah, ever since I reliably started turning off fuel on everything, I just find I just don't need that much supply, even in 40-minute games. And you don't have that much stuff going on here. So, yeah, if you really want a leader in a Black Hawk, then this is your guy, right? I wouldn't bring the engineers leader, so these are your 2 options reliably. So these guys have 3 availability, which makes them pretty nice. And these guys have only 2 availability, but they've got AT and smoke, and if you want a Helo-born CV, then this is your best bet. Then yeah, you basically just spam out Light Rifles Dragon and Light Rifles Law. Light Rifles Law are better against infantry, because the DMR is like 2 machine guns, and the machine gun is like 2 rifles, so that's 4, 8, plus 6 is 14. And, you know, 14 shooty power, whereas this is like 9 plus 6, which is actually 15. What? That can't be right. That's like 2 machine guns, that's 4, so that's 8. That's 14. Oh, no, yeah, sorry, 6 plus 6 is 12. Anyway, the idea is you spam out these grenade launchers to kill enemy infantry. Then, yeah, MP Patrol M67. And they come in the Humvee Military Police, which is super nice because you put that with your tanks. You can bring engineers flash or regular engineers. What I would say is you should have them at... It depends how good your micro is, right? So the idea is that these, they pop up, they shoot all their flash, and then they run away, and you make sure there's always a Light Rifles Law in front of them. Whereas if your micro is a bit white, I personally prefer regular engineers. But as my micro is improving as I play the game more, stuff like this becomes more viable for me. But yeah, I like regular engineers. But then again, you've already got lots of beefy squads, so Engineers Flash, why not? And if you really are just showing up to shoot Flash and run away, then you don't actually need the veterancy. But you'll find that if you're running up to shoot Flash and run away, then you actually don't need 8 of them. So, yeah, swings and roundabouts, right? And then TOW2A can 2-shot a TATBV, whereas a regular TOW2 can't, but you don't get the regular TOW2 as an option. And then you can bring, so if you're on urban front lines or something, you'd really wish you had this. So if you don't want these up vetted, you can down vet this, get rid of that one. That'll give you 2 AP. That lets you put these in, so you get 2 CVs, and then you would remove this one, and then you'd put the 40mm in. Or you can get a second card of ATGMs, infantry ATGMs, which can be a good idea these days. It's a shame this is 8 availability. I'm not sure why it is. I mean, it's not that great, but anyway. So yeah, we spoke about the RT tab. So self-propelled mortars for smoke. You can bring the smaller one. I prefer the bigger one because it's got more range, but the smaller one is cheaper and you get 1 more. And yeah, this is really good. You should bring this. Tanks, so yeah, command tank, and then regular M60s, and then National Guard M60s. Just make sure you put your military police vehicle with your National Guard M60s. The Cook V Hellfire launch is very, very funny. And then the Humvee TOW2 is good as well. Recon, so yes, you definitely should be bringing this in this vehicle. This is your airborne forward deployment. And it goes at 120 kilometers an hour, so it's super duper duper fast. And then the 50 cal can shoot the enemy 4 HP transport coming the other way and one-shot it, which is absolutely hilarious. Sewi, I don't think are particularly amazing. And Fault, I think, are absolutely garbage. So I'm quite surprised with these picks. Siggin is like, who gives a toss? I know if Integer's watching, he's going to be very sad, but nobody uses this in competitive because there's no time. Right, there's no time to be analysing the circles, and it doesn't work against special forces units, and so it's very rare to see it used. He's basically the only guy I know who uses it at the high level, and that's because it's his idea. So, so he has to. So yeah, something like this with a grenade launcher Humvee, I think would be a better idea than Fault, which is 2 guys with ground surveillance radar. Alternatively, you can get, this for a very good optics vehicle, right? Or you could just save 2 AP, and then you can get your more CVs or whatever, and do the whole thing. But yeah, I wouldn't be bringing both of these. I don't think they're very good. I would be bringing the regular scouts, because they have twice as much HP, but they do cost 5 points, and they cost 5 points less, but they don't have the ground surveillance radar, right? And it's like, what is the point of that SIGINT thing, man? I just feel like it's a waste of time. Having a DMR is better than having a machine gun, that's for sure. But I'd be bringing regular scouts in the grenade launcher Humvee, and then I've got grenade launcher Humvees. But, the advantage of this is that they have 120 kilometers an hour vehicles, so... But yeah, 2 guys, I just don't think it's worth it, really, at all. So, yeah, there you go. Or this one. Recon Helo, so this has the Cobra gun and the same availability as the other one, so it's just the best option. And this has exceptional optics, but the gun is way worse. This will run out of ammo very quickly, but it's pretty good. The drone is like a must-bring. It's very funny. It lets you see people and shoot them. AA, so the T-Chap, I mean, are you buying this? Are you buying 8 of them? Most likely not. I would either have that at 2 vet or 1 vet, because you just tend not to buy this. The VADs you need, because it's your anti-infantry. It's very funny. And then, yeah, Stingers. So it could even be that you get rid of the T-Chap altogether and bring 2 cards of Stingers. But yeah, the T-Chap, it can be useful against aircraft, right? And planes. So either have it at 2 vet or 1 vet. You definitely don't need 8 of them. Helis, so yeah, anti-tank, anti-infantry. And then Eagles for shooting at people. This thing is also really, really good. But so some people bring 1 card of Eagles, 1 card of this. And then, yeah, the AT one is pretty good, the Cluster 2 one's pretty good, and the Seed is pretty good. So And they're all, like, you can use this against helos. It's got the second best short-range missile in the game on it, so pretty nice div. The reason the Cluster 2 is better than the HE2 is because the bombs are bigger, so it'll do more. Oh, actually, well, okay, they're the same size. But it's because of the reload time. This takes 6 minutes to reload, and this takes 4 minutes. It's a bit of a no-brainer. And this takes 3 minutes, so yeah, you might as well bring the Cluster 1. And if you want to shoot some infantry, just strafe them with the gun, or drop the cluster on it, it'll still hurt it. Generally, killing infantry is not your problem with this div, it's trying to kill enemy heavy tanks. Switch to your opponent. Got person playing 7th Panzer. 2 cards of supply, which I used to be like, yeah, you need 3, but these days, since the fuel thing, my fuel discovery, I only bring 2 on a lot of divs now. 7th Panzer, it's alright, mainly because T-72s are alright, and T-55, well, okay, the T-72s is the strongest tank line in the game, and the T-55As are all, like, the second strongest tank line in the game, in terms of, like, cost efficiency. So, yeah, the T-72M1, the M isn't as good because it will die to a 30 AP missile, but you get more of them, and so, yeah, that's all good. So, the CV tanks. The base T-72, I don't really like. So that's like a 2 AP slot there. Start at the beginning, so you might want 3 cards of supply with this div, but you can get away with 2 if you just reliably switch the fuel off, as I've been saying. I don't like this thing at all. I think this one... Okay, well, to be honest, they have now... This is now 5 points more, so this can be better, but, like, how? I mean, this goes further, so... This will one-shot a 3-armor vehicle, okay, but the whole point is that you just fire these to suppress the crap out of the enemy, and then the T-72s kill them. So, what you really want in life is a 30mm grenade launcher team. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, you do you, and then Motorised and SVD for motorized attack, and they're very good against infantry because of the SVD, right? This is really nice, but I suppose you do kind of need, like, 3 cards of this makes sense. So. But yeah, this is super nice against infantry. So you might want to swap this one out for it. Pioneers, don't bring Pioneer Flam. The reload time being 8 seconds is total bollock. And then, yeah, regular Pioneers for satchels and Conkers. There's no point vetting the Conkers. Mortars for smoke in the correct transport so you can survive counter battery. And then 152mm howitzer. And then, yeah, the T-55A spam at the start into T-72 spam. I'm not convinced about the regular T-72s. Like, they are nice, but they don't get smoke, and that's kind of a pain. You honestly might want to bring a 3rd card of T-55As, or just keep the slot open, and then you can... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... You can do something else. Spezialaufklärer are your one advantage over 9th East German, and they have airborne forward deployment, which is something nice 9th East German doesn't have. And then, yeah, this is C tanks can see. These are okay because they've got mediocre stealth, so you just park it in a bush somewhere and shoot Maryukas at people, and you just have it at no vet so you can buy them all, but I don't think they're that amazing, frankly. The one with smoke is better. And then this is, yeah, recon helo, so you can see stuff. AA, so this is your anti-plane. This is your anti-helo. And then, like, why is this here? These two fulfill the same role, so just pick one. I prefer this one. Then you want manpads, Igler, or if you really want to kill infantry, you bring this thing. Helis, so, yeah, the 2 per card one, and then 2 Kokons, so 2 point slot. And then, okay, lots of fighters. I don't really like this anymore. I mean, it dies in 1 hit to a cub, and the bombs will not reliably kill an infantry unit. This will one-shot anything you point it at, including the heaviest of tanks. And it's got 20% ECM, and it'll survive a cub hit. It does cost 100 points more, but that's for good reason. So, I like this. Because your main issue is, well, what if the... Because you can basically kill anything that isn't an M1A1. And then... So this kills M1A1s, okay, but you need something else, really. So, I would swap... Because if... So, okay, well, there's enemy infantry I really have to kill, so I'm going to use this. Okay. Right. But I think you can get away with not having it. To be honest, I'm surprised at this. Like, why get these when you can just get 3 more of this one? Right, do you know what I mean? So you lose 1 availability, but you just get a way better plane. The one on the right is exclusively for killing helicopters, but you can also use the the ML, or you can just use the seed. I can even use the AT one. So I don't see the point in this over the other one. Especially if you go into a division with Cubs or Ihawks, these are just going to melt. So I think I'm pretty sure I just bring 6 of these. And then yeah, this thing is really not that great. But yeah, sometimes you need a bomber. I used to be like, you always need a bomber, but as I've gotten better at the game, it's like, well, you can still just strafe them with the plane guns, and it will slow them down long enough for you to bring your actual stuff in. Like, this is okay. It's just it will die to a Cub. I would recommend this one, and then you've still got a bomber, and this will reliably kill heavy tanks. Because if you run out of this, well, then what are you going to do against the M1A ones? So yeah, I prefer this one. Anyways, that's it for the deck reviews. I'll talk about the map, the matchup, the deployments of the game, and as always, timestamps in the description. Right, so this map's pretty interesting. I don't know which side is like the good side, but essentially you tend to spend most of your time fighting over Charlie, and you can also fight over Bravo. In terms of the deployment, in terms of the matchup, 9th US is generally seen as the better division here. 7th Panzer is not a bad division at all. It's actually pretty good. It's just 9th East German is just the same but better. The advantage 7th has is that I think it gets more helos and planes, but not that many more, like maybe 1 card more. But it has airborne forward deployment, whereas 9th East German doesn't. And that makes a big difference at the start of the game. But yeah, 7th is pretty good. You can just get 3 cards of T-55As and just spam them out. 9th US is all about the kind of motorized attack. So you'd expect 9th US to be like super good in Charlie and super good in Bravo. It just depends, because if the 7th Panzer player just methodically, I move up my ground surveillance radar, then I move up my 3 T-72s and just kill whatever my ground surveillance radar can see, and then I move up again. If he's very methodical about it, he will be able to clean this out, because tanks beat ATGMs at closer ranges. But it's easier said than done. And having a bunch of Dragon 2s shoot you from all over the shop is very hard to push into. So I'd say it's a pretty even matchup. But it depends. If both of these players were hyper good, 7th would be better. But in sort of an average game, 9th would be better. Because the better you are, the better you tend to be at like clearing out ATGMs, basically. Looking at the deployments, we've only got 1 airborne forward deployment, and that's going to for Red, and that's going to the edge of Charlie. And he's not put any into Bravo, which is really weird. So he's just sort of seeding Bravo here. So, well, we do have a recon helo, an Avkläder BMP-1, and then Mott Schutzen, a Schilker, and a BMP-1, and they're all coming to here, so Bravo's just being given up. And Charlie, like, this guy should go to here, really, because then he can make sure the rest of his... Or here. So he can make... But no, here would be better. So he can make sure the rest of his guys can get in. You know, because you want to secure this so that you can always bring people in. Because as soon as... If 9th US gets to the edge of this town, then it's basically going to be very, very, very hard to push back in. Because everywhere you look, there's going to be a Dragon 2 or a TOW 2 shooting at you. Behind the Spezial Aufklärer, we do have some Mott Aufklärer in the BMP-1, and then a Mott Schutzen, T-55A, a base T-72, a Schilker, a Cub, and a Command T-72. So if it was me, there'd be just like 3 T-55As in here. And this, and there'd be one of these coming to here to secure the edge of Bravo. The T-55As are really good at the start of the game. So, another Aufklärer BMP-1, but these are tracked, right? And then behind that, we've got Pioneers and Mott Schutzen SVD. Switching to his opponent's deployment, we've got Gucci Gang Hots playing 9th US. So these snipers are mega fast because they're airborne forward deployment, and this goes at 120, which means they're the second fastest. Depends on map size, because if it's bigger than the 20th Polish Honkers will get you there. But yeah, the Delta Force is faster because they also have the Special Forces and the airborne forward deployment. So at max vet, the Delta Force transport will go 130, but at 2 vet it would go at 120. Anyway, so sniper, but the issue with the sniper is if you put it right up to here, it's just going to die. So he has to put it back. So that's fair enough, really. And we got another sniper going to here. So on the left, we've got the funny Cobra gun thing, and then just a bunch of infantry. So Flash, MP Patrol, Law, Dragon, Stinger, CV. The CV is unloading in Delta first. Then we've got a T-Chap, Light Rifles, Dragon. Okay, I mean, isn't that only going to be useful in the town anyway? Then a Cook V. I'm not sure why the Light Rifles Dragon is going here. I'm sure you'd want it in here, but there are people going there. Engineers Flash, MP Patrol, and Light Rifles Law. Then on the right, we got another Sniper. Sniper's unloading there, which is sort of bizarre. You could probably unload him here and just try and sneak him all the way around, or just unload him in here and then, do the same. And then the transport's going up. And then we've got, Light Rifles Law, and then Light Rifles Dragon. Sorry, National Guard Rifles Law. So, let's cast the game. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners. Generously joining the channel, they get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest levels with 2,000 views, and this is my sole source of income as I try and finish off my PhD. There should be an update video about that. If you remember, you'll get this video before you get the update video. If you're a plebeian, you will have already seen the update video. Because you know how early stuff works. But anyway, drone's out, which is it's a good idea, but if you've got these two, then you don't really need the drone. So yeah, I mean, this unloaded early because the gun on this can just kill it. So that's fair enough, really. And as you can see, no, okay. Very exciting. So, yeah, I suppose it could have gone a little bit further forwards, but the problem you're going to have is as soon as this shulker gets in range, it's going to eat it for breakfast. So, I guess this is just here to make sure that this lot can get in. And what you can do is update your orders to make them unload here and stuff, but yeah, you might get shot from there. So, 3 guys in one building, very silly behavior, don't do that. And yeah, both sides playing it very safe here. But like, what's this guy doing? Do you know what I mean? If he was here, I'd get it. But he's here, so... Anyway, T-Chap gets a hit, and now you should move it. Don't have auto... Because this is a Toad Chaparral, and so Arty will kill that. And so you got to move it now. Oh, man. Because now the enemy knows where it is. But yeah, it's auto-selling its transport. So, you'd expect 9th US to win an straight-up infantry fight. It just depends if these tanks can be utilised properly. So if the tanks get tight here or so on, they can shoot people. The drone dies to the MiG-21 BIS. They both have 4 availability, but the drone's like half the price. Not sure what's going on there. But yeah, so you need like, this guy should be up to here, providing the recon. Because okay, cluster 2, that's a good hit actually. Yeah, just gets two T-72s there, and it looks like it's gonna get out. Okay, it dies. It's no longer so amazing, but it did still pay for itself, and one of them was the CV, which is a pretty big deal. So yeah, don't blob. Blobbing is bad. Yeah, so that guy's very dead. Satchels and everything, but you'll note that the saw fires in the same building, but the 7.62 ones don't, and so on. Sniper getting good hits there. So yeah, the engineer's flash, if you can get the flash off, it's cool. But like, so like, why isn't this throwing? Do you know what I mean? And it's because it's in this building technically, and it's a bit silly. But yeah, the idea is you fire all your flash and then you run off. Like, you don't just stick there. So you gotta have very good, because you only got 5 HP and 3 rifles isn't gonna do anything, right? Or 4 if you don't have... Okay, or 5 if you don't have the damage taken. Yeah, going pretty well for blue so far. I mean, he's basically had this for free because neither side wanted to push it. Well, but he did, I suppose. And in the town, he got both the tanks. It's a pretty big deal. But as we know from the deck review, the 9th US player has not brought the very funky coffin launcher, which here would be absolutely incredible. Because you could just sit behind this building and just kill those two, and then just heal. And they can't do anything to you. And if you get caught out, well, that's alright. You can survive a TOW2 hit from the front. So, looking pretty good for blue so far. Although they have been caught out here, so... Yeah, a bit of miss micro there, get caught in the open and then don't immediately run back. Just sort of sit there on an attack move order and die in the middle of the open. It's not ideal. The Cook V actually died. I'm not sure how that happened. This must have killed it. This is BMP2 here. A BMP1 SP2. The T-chap didn't move, so it died. So that's not particularly surprising. If I was blue at this point, I'd be buying an Eagle, keeping the Eagle up. So, yeah, the sniper, once the sniper fires, you gotta move it, but you see, did speak about this in the deck review. Like, that's 2 guys, they just missed, so it's not ideal. The dragons did end up moving up. But yeah, having a ground surveillance radar here is pretty useful. Spotting all these guys. So if you blue at this point, you want to get a couple more infantry in here. A supply in here, right? Oh, the supply's coming. Supply in here, I suppose. Another Stinger. And an Eagle. But, yeah, you see that, you know, if this can fire, it's going to swing those fights. Those grenade launchers really going to swing those fights. This T-55A has been used pretty well. I mean, it got hit by the Hellfire, but then it's been slowing down that enemy advance there by itself. SPW's out, so yeah, getting one M60 can be quite useful just to kill those, or a Dragon 2 unit. There's no Dragon 2 mixed in here, so Dragon 2 here would be killing those one at a time. So yeah, a bit of micro required. Get this guy behind the building. Stinger misses there. But yeah, like, so what is this guy doing? What is his purpose? Do you know what I mean? Like, where's he going? You could try and move him up through these forests, I suppose, but he should really be over here. And, yeah, blue just not buying any infantry, and then they just buy helos. It's not really a good idea. The Shulker is still around, isn't it? Or has it died? I don't see it. Maybe it did die. Need infantry, really, or an M60, or both. Yeah. It's not looking great for blue. They've been pushed out by the T-55s and the SPWs. But, you know, they're 500 points up and they still have this zone, so... But yeah, here, this place specifically, Red has managed to remass. The T-55A is pretty good, but sort of what the Dragon 2s are for in this town. And yeah, having one M60 would be nice, but... Oh, okay, here comes the M60, but I'm not sure why it's going over there. There's this tendency to be like, oh, I'm being attacked, I need helos. And truth be told, Red has not brought any AA up with this. So, the helos are going to work. But they'll probably chuck a plane at you. I suppose that's what the T-chaps are for, but... Yeah, so the Tow Cobra has to hit these T-55As twice to kill them. The SPWs are a different story, right? What you can do is turn off cover and then hide behind these buildings. And here as surely as night follows day, if you reveal a helicopter, an attack helicopter on the map, the enemy will chuck a jet at it. So you should only use a helicopter, an attack helicopter, if you've got a jet up, or if you know you've killed all their fighters, because you know it's going to happen. You can also, like, if you've got a bunch of Eyehawks and Cubs, you can bait. So that was like a good... I mean, to be honest, the bombing run from Red was pretty good, but Blue is killing all of the planes, so long term that's better for Blue. Although this one gets out somehow, so... And yeah, that's the issue with these Toad T-chaps, and that's why you have to move them after they shoot, otherwise they die, right? So this guy could definitely be in this building. But yeah, and like, what is this doing? This really need, like, if you brought it over here, you'd be shooting this lot in the side, so... If you want to make sure nobody comes over here, put something cheaper there. Don't put a 130-point tank there. And yeah, this sniper survived, if you recall. So he's gonna, like, you see how it hurts them. But yeah, this guy, well, I don't know, I suppose the Pioneer would kill him. The Vance is about to go down. I'm gonna stand up with the Ito. You just killed his jet, so you know you can use the Ito now, but too scared, I guess, so this lot's gonna kill your National Guard rifleman. Very sad. So, the game is starting to turn here. The 7th player managed to... It was just sort of incorrect purchases from Blue. That was on the ground, so it got hit by the tank gun. Needed a Dragon 2 unit in here. This should have been over here. And then Red probably wouldn't have been able to take that back. But it was a good idea from Red to just get the T-55s up and get them in there, you know? But yeah, you see the power of the sniper. It's just very funny. But he has been spotted now by the recon. And yeah, Red's on that +1, and frankly, they're in a better position here as well. Although this Cook V can really do a number on any reinforcements. But like, what's the this is 1 minute's income. Imagine if these two had been sent here, this zone would not have been lost. And yeah, loses stuff on the road now. So it's cool to do wraparound stuff, but like, I mean, well, why do it with that? Why not do it with the Cook V and the Stinger? You know, why two extremely slow tanks? It's not the right thing for it, really. So yeah, misallocations of resources here, really costing Gucci Gang Hots, because now Delta's open. So if Red is clued in, they could just take Delta, because there's literally 0 people in here. And then here come the second round of panic heli purchases, and now you've got less AA. So the same thing's just going to happen to you again. Having said that, you know, Red didn't bring in Igla for some reason. It would have been cool to have a man-pad in all this. I suppose using the Eagle to cover the helos. Eagle's probably dead now because the Shilka's going to kill it. I don't think this cares about ECM, or at least it fires so many bullets that it doesn't seem to make a difference. But I don't actually think it matters, ECM on Spags. I might be wrong. It looks like it doesn't matter. So these lot come pre-stressed because the Cub missile flew past them and now they're scared. But Red's decision to not keep the Shilka with the armoured block, when that's sort of the whole point of it, is costing him here. And looks like Blue might be able to hold this zone. But, you know, this is 1 minute's income, and so there's actually no reinforcements coming. So now you got to wait until... I mean, presumably they've just got their income. So there should be some reinforcements coming up. And yeah, if these guys had had the Shilka, well, these would be dead and this zone would be taken. So it's always interesting to watch these, to watch games. And you should watch your own games back, right? Because you learn things. Like, this was not a good idea. This has led to dire consequences on this side of the map. These 3 tanks just purchased and not doing anything. Big cost associated with that decision making. And yeah, the sniper will kill these. So you don't have to worry. There you go, see? Haha. The 50 cal is super good. You see it almost one-shots it. Eagle's back, claims another victim. Although he got stressed and now the enemy's behind him, but the accuracy on these missiles is quite frankly terrible, and this has 40% ECM. So Shilka's been brought up now, so there goes a Cobra. But yeah, Red needs to, like, if all of these guys just charged, he'd have this zone. He'd be stacked up here instead, and, you know, but... So just not allocating the resources correctly, right? Not pushing aggressively enough here. Obviously, they can't see what we can see, but imagine if instead of sending 2 recon healers over here to die, one of them had just been flung over here. Oh, there's nobody in the whole zone, you know? And then you know, get this up to here, heal these guys, get the higher ones going, get the recon forwards. It's all practice, but like Blue has been very, very slow to reinforce Delta, and so there was an opportunity there for Red to take it. Instead, the onus was to try and take Bravo, which hasn't worked out. But yeah, like these two, like imagine if these were here, well then, you know, reinforcements wouldn't get in. But so, you know, you send this first, for example, because it's got good optics, it costs 25 points, so you don't care if it dies. We'll see if it dies. If it doesn't, you can send your tanks up. So yeah, Red's starting to wake up a bit now on this side. Starting to send people forwards, see what's up. National Guard M60s but no military police. But they've got the recon with them, and this is very effective. It's a TOW2. The M60 finally got spotted and killed by 2 enemy tanks. Or 1 T-55 apparently, because this one didn't even shoot. Interesting. It's been a side shot or something. Anyway, good vision here from Red. And yeah, imagine a mortar for smoke. Imagine imaginations, right? You could imagine a story. Do you guys remember that from CBeebies? Anyway, I remember when CBeebies launched. Blimey, I'm old. Anyway, yeah, you could smoke this and get in, right? How cool is that? I love smoke. Changes the game entirely. And like I said when this game first came out, I was like, listen, in a couple of years, everybody's just going to be smoking all day. And at the highest level, that now happens. Everybody smokes. In these 2v2 tournaments I play, it's constantly people shooting smoke at me. And that's entirely my fault. Anyway, these 2 M60s are doing a lot of work here. Enemy CV died on this side. You see the light rifles dragons being sent first, okay. Looks like there was an attempt to send the fault, but it died. And you see the power of the Dragon 2s in these close quarters environments. Without proper scouting and so on. So yeah, this fight has really become quite strange. So infantry AT should... Okay, so it routes it. I suppose if it had hit the front armor, it probably wouldn't have done anything, because this is only 13 pen. Pretty interesting game here, but yeah, like, why no AA up here? And that's because he's not got any man pads, so he has to buy shulkers in the other one. Unsurprisingly, there is a jet flying towards this tow cobra. I'm really surprised by this. I'm super surprised by this. But yeah, you know, over the course of these videos that I've been making, obviously my own gameplay improves, and I've noticed the standards of the viewers, the standards of play in the game has improved, and I know a lot of people watch my videos, so I do take some credit for that. Light Rifles Dragon's going down there. Stinger won't be able to kill that, because it'll reload now. And, you know, I do see a lot of improvements. Obviously, people would get better naturally as the game's been out longer. They would play more, but I'd like to think I help. And the main, like, my main focus these past few days have been, you know, 2 cards of supply if you turn fuel off. It's a pretty big deal. And if you use an attack helo and it's revealed, like, anywhere on the map, make sure you either have a bunch of AA in front of it, all the enemy fighters are dead, or, most cases, you have a fighter up. Because the enemy will always chuck their plane at your helo. If you have an Apache, that's 1 per card. These MiG-21 BIS AAs are 4 per card. They've got, and they're like half the cost, so they've got absolutely nothing to lose in chucking 2 of those at your Apache, and they will do it, and they'll do it twice. So you've got to have a fighter up, like moths drawn to the flame. Anyway, cool M60 attack here, but very, very little AA. 1 Stinger is not enough to cover this, and there's no recon. It's kind of the bigger problem. You need recon here. So one of those recon TOW2s and, you know, a T-chap or a fighter is probably your best bet, actually, as 9th, because the fighter can go anywhere. A Katsia purchase was a good idea. Good at clearing people out. But yeah, if you're red at this point, you know, maybe pushing into Delta's a step too far, but you could just get some smoke and smoke the corner and get in there, no problem. And if you don't want to do that, then you could actually, because this is here, fantastic, you get a BRDM2 Conquers to there, or even a BMP1, like these 2 could just come over here, unload, run the infantry this way, these stay here, reinforcements can't get in, they have to use this dumb road, which takes them ages. But yeah, Blue's doing a decent job of killing Red's units. Like, you've noticed Red doesn't actually have that many units. But look at this, the M60s now. Oh, there's a tank there. Sorry, there's a tank killer there. And 1 Stinger just ain't gonna cut it. Especially if it's out of position. So yeah, Eagle versus MiG-23. You'd expect the Eagle to win. Obviously, there's a lot of RNG that goes into that. And now this has to land. And it is landing. And then that means that these can shoot it. As soon as that smoke clears, But yeah. And down it goes, so... In real life, apparently a tank can just kill a flying helicopter, because why not? It's any moving target. As long as the gun can aim up enough, the firing computer will do it for you. But in this game, you can only shoot them when they're landed. Even if they're low altitude stationary hovering, it won't use the tank gun on the helo. And for balance purposes, I think it makes sense. Honestly, I've been playing a load of non-Warno games recently on the channel, in the live streams. If you click on the channel and go to live, you'll see I've been playing a lot of different strategy games. And it makes me appreciate Warno a lot more, actually. They've got a replay system, they've got a save system, they update the game semi-regularly, the game runs really well for how good it looks. Yeah, replays, saves, regular updates, and the balance is actually pretty good. In 1v1 it's pretty good, in 10v10 it's not, but 10v10's clown show anyway, so it does. You can still win as basically any div in 10v10 if you're decent at the game. But yeah, the 1v1 balance in this game is actually really good now. You know, it's taken several years of patches, right? Strike team doing the... Me specifically, I did all the work. Nobody else does anything. That was a side shot with a Grom, so that M60 is probably going to die here. The Grom has very low accuracy, but, you know, tanks don't have that much side armor, so... It died to the 50 cal burst, did you see? I was like, what killed it? The tank round hit it, put it on less than 1 HP, and then it just died. And it was the 50 cal burst got it. Pretty exciting. Anyway, M60s, yeah, the T-72 is better, it's faster, I was pressing the wrong key there. It's got less range, but it's got more pen, and it's faster than the M60. Also costs 40 points more, so... But yeah, Red lost a lot of units here, and the lack of mortars for smoke. Oh, there's a mortar. Wow, it's coming in. Yeah, because yeah, you can just smoke here and just run the CV here. There's actually, have you noticed there's no CV here? Even if you neutralize it, you'd be on a +1 for a bit. But generally, you know, you want to use, like, I like the RT purchase, I think that's quite smart, but you want to use the... You know, get a BMP1 to here and just cut these reinforcements, and then you can just try and run the guys here, and then you can get to here. Like, people don't think laterally. They always think forwards, backwards. And frankly, the game doesn't help, because side armor on tanks is so much lower that if you try and play laterally and you get side shot, you just lose your tank. So you're sort of forced to play forwards, backwards with a lot of units, right? But, you know, something like this is nice and cheap. You can send it in, if it dies, no problem. And these tanks still haven't been deployed, right? This has got up to here. Well, why don't you bring these up now? But the issue is they would send a helo, so you do need some AA. Either just the Eagle up all the time or whatever. This thing's pretty interesting. So it's got this second gun here, which you'd think could be amazing, but it's only got 240 bullets, so it runs out of ammo basically immediately. Because look at the fire rate. So it's not actually that great. The main reason you bring it is for the Mavericks and the ECM. So yeah, using the RT to clear out the toes was very intelligent. So they got the toe 2 there. And yes, the Motorised outplayer, they're moving up. Good stuff. If you blue in this point, you want to sort of secure all this. Make sure this doesn't fall. And then, yeah, slowly start cleaning this out. Because, yeah, this looks pretty well defended now. This thing is very funny. But after it shoots, you want to move it, because this is a prime RT target. Prime RT target. Artillery is very good against 9th US. All this stuff's really weak in terms of, like, survivability. But it packs a super big punch. So, yeah, artillery pretty good against this division. So that's how you win as the heavier divisions against 9th US. You just play slow, you spy the RT, and you just take them out. Take them out, one at a time. Humvee Tow dead, Cook V Hellfire dead, Stinger dead, you know. Tow team in a building dead. And you just slowly work forwards with your RT. Obviously, first you stabilize it like this, but That is bad news. It's got 30% ECM. These do not have high accuracy. 45%. This one's 50 now because it got veterancy from killing somebody. But yeah, that's why you send the seed first, right? If you're 9th US, you want to get that seed out because that also doubles as an anti-helo. And yeah, you send the seed out first, kill the cubs. M60s finally, they're not really deployed, they're just in the same place, and now the enemy is using this road, so great. But yeah, these have been forgotten about. Gross misallocation of resources. Do like this attack here, though. They can get in there, yeah. Looks good to me. Mortar for smoke. Wonderful, yeah, you can get the CV in there. There should be... Finally. This took way too long to happen, man. So, coming in on that one spot there. Typically, you want it a bit further away so that the smoke cloud is wider. Yeah, so that's probably going to get some nice kills. That bullet's very slow. Oh, it's still aiming. Could have sworn I saw it fire. Weird. Anyway, the M60s aren't going to beat the T-72Ms. Sadly, that's life. I know in real life the T-72M is a terrible tank. But we've made that joke enough times. You see, basically the purchasing power of the former Soviet countries, former Soviet bloc countries, is less than the purchasing power of the USA. So it's in my best interests to just talk up American equipment all the time, talk about how good it is. My own economic interests. I've recently noticed that there's a big power vacuum in Total Warhammer 3. Need to exploit that. Anyway, the T-72s are pretty good against these. AT planes, so you want to smoke, like right now. But that hasn't been done, and now it is dead. And yeah, the Stingers, one of the Stingers misses. If you fly right over these things, they tend to miss you because the missile can't bend fast enough. But if you fly further away from it, it tends to hit you more, so... Anyway, +4 for red now. So seed out first, intelligently, and then the cluster's going on the BMP-1. Could have switched the cluster to shoot at the cubs, because the seed might have revealed those. But, you know, that is a CV, pretty useful kill. But yeah, this could have killed the CV, for example. But yeah, CV is pretty useful kill. The other thing is, right, you see, this is smoking, you just shoot it with this, but the transport has been sold, so if Red's got a brain, they can kill this, and they're also not moving their RT, so... So, yeah, the T-72 here, if the Cook V just moved up, it could kill that, so... I'm surprised this can't... It probably can't see it. No, this guy's a little bit reversed into the forest, so... Yeah, that was some nice gains from Red, but I honestly think they should be swapping into Bravo from this way. They know nothing's coming down this road, and they could just buy a bunch of BMP-1s and a T-72, and they could just get in here, no problem, and just take that from the back, rather than just constantly running into the front of them, which is where all the guys are. So yeah, big sad. Anyway, more smoke mortars, very cool. And yeah, the Dragon 2s are pretty nice when you have the range to use them. And yeah, things sort of slow down a bit here. I mean, Red's constantly fighting here, which is it's the juiciest zone, but it's also the furthest away from... it was good there from Blue getting the thing. And then use the RT on the other one. Yep. And this should be moving now, so that doesn't happen. For every play, there's a counterplay. Anyway, might want to reverse this. Bring up the grenade launcher and kill this guy. Something like that. This is in a pretty cool spot, actually, so you can shoot across, right? Because you know you've not got as much HP, you can't beat the T-72s, but you might be able to get a side shot. This man is losing cohesion because there's a Mort Schutzen shooting at him. But yeah, you just drag it up, this will kill that, and then send it back. And then this doesn't lose its cohesion, and then it kills that BMP-1. So you see how things can stack up. Anyway, drones out. Pretty useful piece of kit, this. because this can't shoot it, even if it had ammo, because of how dumb drones are in this game. So you have to use a jet on it, and then it's got 50% evasion, so it might just miss. So anyway, yeah, Red just continuing to drive into Delta. They could have taken Bravo ages ago if they'd just come in from the sides rather than, you know, hedging their bets here. Like, just, you know, sooner or later you just got to be like, okay, this isn't working, and then you just rotate stuff out and just send it somewhere else. But yeah, good side shots here with the TOW2s. TOW2 side shot will still kill a T-72. Give it a few patches, T-72, 25 side armor. But yeah, I mean, blue's still winning, right? And, like this, you really want to be moving it afterwards. But yeah, the Cub is on. Seed misses twice, which it does happen. Which is why you want the follow-up kind of regular bomber or whatever. Smoke mortar, so yeah, this should immediately be targeting the smoke mortar. You can see it with the drone, and you can see where the rounds are coming from. You'll see he's actually trying to move it. Oh no, it's just on auto cover. Just on auto cover there. And yeah, this, you got big value out of this. Frankly, you know, this could go next to it, give it more value, or you could just bring it closer. It would do more damage. And looks like this is moving. Yeah, you want to be further away, really. You want to be further away so that the cloud of smoke is bigger. You can also use the Acacia for some emergency smoke if you want to, but generally it's easier to... It's sort of a better use of time to shoot at the baddies with the big howitzers and use the mortars for smoke, because they're not good at shooting the baddies. So, seed out, but this is just being used as a helo hunter. 9th US has nothing that can be seeded. And there goes the Joe H. And because it's got such high ECM, it tends to be quite good at killing helos, this. Guns nice, side missiles, they could be better, but they're not terrible. So, seed and AT and cluster with the drone means that the drone can spot, and then you can send in, like, this cluster should be killing that now. Big sad. They still have vision for some reason. Oh, I see. Okay, they didn't... It was the vision from before the drone died. So yeah, use the cluster 2 on it. But this hasn't actually been given an order. Oh, he evac'd it. Why did he do that? He could have killed it, man. Oh no, now the Eagle's getting shot in the back. Big sad, as they say. Yeah, blue's got plenty of infantry in here now, and it's just weird seeing this real estate opportunity. Like, blue could do it as well, actually. They could come up here and just run across. You got the drone to check, and you got air cover, right? And you could just get in. But obviously, it's one of those things that when you've got perfect vision, it seems obvious, but when you... Because these guys can't see anything, right? Compared to what we can see, so... But yeah, recon's better than it used to be, you know? The fault here, so good, as we spoke about. Total waste of time. Just dying. Can't shoot back. Because they've got SMGs as well, they're not even regular rifles. Anyway, second arty's out. Red continuing to hammer this position. Completely one-dimensionally. But, you know, the idea is solid. It's just this is way too close. So the smoke cloud it's making is very small, which means you can just cluster the smoke cloud. Or arty the smoke cloud. But this should just be hitting that mortar, because it's not moving constantly. Right? So is he going in now? He is. This has plenty of orders queued up. Finally! Right, so now it should be +2 to red, because this will be neutralised, because there's a CV back here. And then if you're blue, you want to just drop a cluster 2 on this, but what you really want to do is kill that bloody smoke mortar. Like, what? This is not as important as that smoke mortar. So here comes the cluster 2 on the smoke cloud. And it's probably going to get it, because that has a very, very wide splash. And the seed was sent out in front to cover it. Seed's still going, actually. Oh, never mind. Yes, please, shoot the smoke mortar. That's how you counter the smoke. Because, yeah, smoke should be used more, but smoke should also be countered more. So, it's trying to upgrade everybody's game here. You know what they say? Give them the disease, sell them the cure. Make a guide on how to use smoke, and then make a members exclusive guide on how to counter smoke. It's not a bad idea, actually. But no, you guys gotta thank the generous channel joiners. They're the ones stopping me from doing such ridiculous money-making things, because I don't really have to. Channel's about 30% off being financially viable. Actually, it's less. It's like about 20% off being financially viable. So, do appreciate you all. Thank you. But yeah, I think Blue's just traded a lot better than Red here. You can see the difference in just number of units. Red just doesn't have that much stuff. Blue's killed it all. And that's what it comes down to in 9th US. If you're like super methodical, you can dismantle 9th US by just kill this ATGM, kill the next ATGM. Whoa, that was a good bombing run. It got the CV and another unit and its transport. And it survived, so that was pretty good. But yeah, if you're super methodical, you can dismantle 9th US. But if you're not, then they just end up picking you apart. Because you go forwards, you lose a guy to an ATGM. You go forwards, you lose a guy to an ATGM. And it just keeps happening. And then the plane kills you. And it can become quite frustrating. When you're playing against 9th US, you want to play relatively slowly. But methodically. Don't just sit there and do nothing. Right? Go forwards, take a hit, deal a hit, go back, repair. And just cycling as fast as possible. Out trading. But if you do it faster than you can micro, then you end up losing too much. But hey, whoa, what do you know? They finally thought three-dimensional gaming going on here. They're still going for the front of the zone, which is where all the infantry units are. But yeah, this could just drive in there. Imagine that. And that's where the recon helos come in. You instead of just wasting them, you use them before an attack, you just fling it in. But if you're against a good player, they'll see the recon helo come in, and they'll be like, oh shit. And so they'll move all their stuff so the RT doesn't get them, and then they'll reinforce that area. And then it comes down to like mind games. If the enemy's really good, then you can do that. You can like fake an attack, so you can fire a bunch of smoke at an area and make them think that you're going to attack there, make them put loads of guys there and then attack somewhere else. But if they're bad, they won't notice that's happened. so they won't react to it. And so it's a waste of your time. Anyway, this is finally in here. Needs to be careful, needs to get behind a building or something, man. Don't just stand there, some plane's gonna come and kill you. So, TWPITW shooting. It's facing it, so it should live. But it does take some hits. Seed goes down. CV YOLOing in here now. There's a Strela 10M there, but it's going the wrong way, actually. So. But, I don't know if this has been spotted. There's plenty of planes here, but the Eagles evacing them all. Yeah, definitely saw it. Definitely saw it, but that's just going for this zone. So that's one of the advantages of the heliborne CV. You can react reasonably quickly, especially on maps like this one. I wish I got this map more. I just get Valley, which I lose on constantly. And Surrounded, which I tend to win on, actually. So I like the new maps a lot. I wish the map pool was bigger. I wish they just put them all in. I don't see the point in rotating them. I don't see what it adds. It's like this artificial scarcity bullshit. You've paid for a product twice. Why is it being restricted from you? So that's pretty smart, putting it... Oh, okay, I thought he was shooting down the road, but he's just going for the CV, which is fair enough as well. Yeah, now he's got to run away. So the law is coming. Vad's on the Mott Schutzen, but yeah, Red just lost too many units in the trades. Too many guys died to ATGMs and air and stuff. This is probably not going to make it. Alright. Oh, it hit once and it missed once. So this does have ECM. And yeah, Blackhawk's got a bit cheaper, so that's useful. Like, this guy should smoke and run into a corner. This artillery's coming for him, which is not surprising. But then this should smoke as well. You have a mortar here, smoke the corner so you don't get killed by a plane before you can kill the enemy CV. You only need a few points. But then this is in here. That's a +2, so that's going to give him a +2. And then, yeah, general advance has been called. Red's lost too many units. The laws. Too many laws there. You saw the flanking fire. Turn to face this one, then the other one gets you. But that's where this comes in, smoked. Wow, what a close game. It's a really close game there. It looks like Blue's just clutched it out. If Red had kept this alive and not had this go in, Red would have won. But as it stands, looks like Blue's going to take it. Because, yeah, you need 100 points for a draw, and there's the surrender. It's a really good game, really interesting game. So, Gucci Gang Hots here, rank 82. And the worst person in the world, rank 46. So, yeah, interesting game. Do let me know what you think. I thought it was pretty good. And once I'd finished scrolling through this, I'll see you in the next one, GG. I'll see you in the next one, GG.